Okay guys, so I wrapped the ribs, they're back on the smoker. I'll tell you what else we're going to do here. So when you're smoking pork butts or briskets, any kind of a large piece of meat, basically what happens is there's this process that goes on through the smoking process, and it's a breakdown, it's a reaction inside the piece of meat where the muscles, the meat tissue is being broken down, the fat's being rendered down, and all that's happening. That's how you get that really good, juicy, tender bite of meat that you get at the end of the process. What can happen is some people describe it as hitting the wall, some people describe it as stalling out. But basically the meat gets to a certain temperature, and then it might take 2, 3, 4 more hours to push through that. With pork, I try to get my pork to about 180, 185 before I pull it off the smoker, and then it's going to rest for an hour, so it's going to rise another 5 degrees or so while it's resting. Brisket, I like to get brisket at 185, 190, pull it out, rest. It's going to rise another 5 degrees while it's resting and let all those juices get back into it. And so this can be problematic if you've got a deadline, maybe a dinner engagement or something like that, and you're trying to push through those last few degrees. So I'm going to show you today how to kind of push through that. Now, some people say this is cheating, and honestly, if I were at a competition and I was being judged and that kind of stuff, I wouldn't do this. But here's the reality: this isn't competition, this is instruction, and this is trying to get things ready for dinner, and so it's not cheating so that you can get stuff ready to go. Okay, so we're going to walk over here and we're going to take a look at our pork butts, and you can see, man, they've got a really nice color to them, looking really good. You want to get a good digital thermometer, an instant read type digital thermometer. It's worth any penny that you might pay for it. So when I stick that in there, and I'm watching the temp go up right now, we're at 147, 150, 152, 154, 156. So we're going to hit somewhere around 160, 165 is going to be my guess here. And yeah, we're at 163.8. So I was close. Let's check this one in the middle. It's running a little lower. It's running about 158 right now. And then let's check this one here on the end, and that one is going up. It's running 156, 157. Okay, so we need to start pushing this pork through. We don't want it to stall out at 157, 156, 160. We want to push it through those last 20 degrees. So here's what we're going to do. The reality is most meat can only absorb or take on so much smoke anyway. So they've been on the smoker since 5 o'clock this morning, and they've been getting all kinds of smoke. So you may have seen in the picture, and let me go back out here and show you again, I've got them in just a disposable aluminum pan. What I'm going to do, I've put some apple juice in the bottom of that pan to act as a steaming agent. I've got a big piece of heavy-duty Reynolds wrap right there, and I'm going to wrap it, and I'm going to put it back on the smoker, but I'm not going to do any more wood. I'm just going to do charcoal just to keep the temps up. And I'm going to put it on the smoker, and I'm going to run the temps 275, 300, and basically it's going to act like it's in an oven. And it's going to be covered. It's going to the apple juice is going to steam up through there, and it's going to make everything nice and juicy and tender, and it'll be ready to go this afternoon. So I'm going to wrap it up, put it back on the smoker. You don't need to watch me do that. That's pretty self-explanatory. As a side note, I've already done the same thing to that little piece of brisket. Put it in a pan, put it with some special sauce in the bottom, wrapped it up. I've put it back on that smoker as well, and we're just going to heat it up like it's in an oven and push it past the last few degrees it needs as well. So there's your afternoon tip for that. Sign off now. I'm going to wrap everything up, get it on the smoker, add some coals, and then hopefully the next time we talk, we're getting ready to start pulling pork, cutting ribs, and seeing the finished product.